Just the injury stuff, looks like Arvidsson is good to go?
Yeah, we just have to confirm it after practice, but if he felt good today at practice, he should be in tomorrow, hopefully.
Anything more on David?
David, no, it's still day-to-day. We were hoping he could skate by now, but he didn't, so that's why we'll see how it is the next few days.
Yeah.
But he will not travel.
Okay. And Casey Middlestead, how much has his move to the wing kind of settled his game down and maybe allowed him to sink his teeth into a role?
Yeah, no, a lot. I feel like he's a totally different player. He feels way more comfortable. He's probably our best player on the wall, just with his ability to get pucks off the yellow and make plays. He's been very, very good. I also feel like he has less pressure playing on the wing, if that makes sense. Sentiment, there's a lot going on defensively, offensively. I think now he's in that spot where he can just rely on his gift, I would say, and doesn't have to worry about anything else, and I think that helped him.
Yeah. I mean, every player needs to play with confidence, but for him, he seems to really need that.
Yeah, for sure, and you can see it. Again, the other night when he came up and he said he wanted to play without practice or anything else, that shows me he's a confident guy right now, and he made some huge strides since I'm here, so it's nice to see.
What is your ideal identity for your third line? Because it seems like you've been able to play them and trust them against all four lines.
Yeah, usually the third line is one of my most important lines, believe it or not, because I need him for everything, pretty much. I shouldn't be worried about, for me, it's a check-in line. I'm a little bit more old school on that. And I think Fraser and that line can do both by now. I trust them when they play against the big boys. I trust them in any other situation. So that's what I'm looking for a third line. We're still not there yet, but they definitely create their own identity a little bit.
And how much has Castellix kind of emergence helped smooth the transition for that line?
Yeah, you need, every line needs a little bit of motor, I would say. I think that's, for that line, I think Cass is the motor a little bit, just the way he plays. So yeah, it helps the other two guys too. So he's been excellent for that.
If you stick with the pairs you had today, what do you want from Callahan if he is with Zadorov?
I want him to be Callahan. That's it. Playing solid. Didn't really get in trouble the other night. Was excellent. That's all what I need. That's it.
And then up front, Husnudinov gone a little quiet in terms of points. What have you thought of his play recently?
Yeah, no, I put him in a lot of tough situations with a lot of injuries out. I think his playing time went up. As a young kid, it's not easy to be consistent. So you could see a little bit of up and downs, slightly though, only slightly up and downs. So that's something, I think it's just good for him. It's very good for him to learn that kind of stretch, to play more minutes, more situations, different lines. So again, he's one of my young kids. I'm looking forward to teach more because he has something where a lot of other guys don't have. So and that, I'm not saying up and down, but those kind of stretches, he just needs to learn from that.
Obviously, players outside the rink, they all have their own personal training regimens, things they do to keep themselves ready and in shape throughout the year. With the schedule being what it is this year, is it even more of an onus on those guys to sort of keep up with that? And how much of a challenge could that be with the schedule the way it is?
Yeah, no, it's way more on them than on us, I would say. I'm trying to manage those practice days like today. I have to manage how much workload should I put in, how much teaching, how much whatever it is. But what they do on their off days or not practice days, that's more on them than any other season. Usually you can manage it, but this time it's, yeah, they're on their own a little bit. I can't babysit them, but we always address it. We always try to help. I don't know if you guys know, but in the last, I think, couple of years now, the Florida Panthers always stayed after games now. For the last 2 years, since then, they won cups. I don't know, is there something to it? I don't know. But it just shows you how much, how important it is to get recovery. And they feel like they need that recovery to sleep in, don't even practice, fly the next day into a different city. So there got to be something to it. So I don't know, but that's something, again, everyone is different, but it is important.
Marco, when you look at this team and you look at Saturday's game where Castellix fights Cider there and the temperature of the game kind of goes up, what's your confidence level when the temperature does rise, given the personnel you have? Because you have a lot of guys up and down the lineup that are seemingly built to play that kind of game. Does
Yeah.
it give you more confidence than maybe perhaps other teams?
Probably, yeah, maybe. The problem we had at the start, our confidence, our energy went way too high, and that's where we were kind of losing games. I think now we manage it way better. We can handle those kind of fights, those moments where we're really excited about it, and even with the fans at home, they're pushing us, but now I think we can manage it a little bit better than in the past. So that's good. We know in our building when we score or we have good moments, it changes a lot in a hurry. So that's a bonus for us, and that's what we want to keep it that way the whole season long.
And is it like an underrated kind of trick in your bag, so to speak? Because there's been some games where you didn't maybe have the greatest first period, but the second period, you notice whether it's that third line or the fourth line, they come out flying, and now the game is kind of going in your way. Has that been an underrated, kind of thing you can go to with this team?
Yeah, no, first of all, I would like us to play or to start better. I think that's in general for me as a former player and now coach, I like to start better than we are right now. Knowing that though, I think we're, us as a team with the fans, I feel like we're still get to know you a little bit more and more. And I think now the guys also, we even talk about between periods, when we get a goal, we know it's going to get loud and it's going to get us going again. So try to get that first goal as quick as we can because of our fan base and the way we play at home. So that's something too we try to figure out.